Hello everyone. Today I'm going to share a few tips and tricks how I able to pass my PMP exam in 6 weeks. I didn't take a single day off. I was working a full time. I have a family of two kids, and I have to manage the time with family as well. So I'm going to share few things that I did to pass the PMP in 6 weeks. It may be helpful for you. Like as you all right, I was struggling to allocate some time for me to study with the busy schedule, and so I decided in my mind, I make my mind, this time I'm going to do my PMP. I'm going to dedicate 6 weeks to clear this exam. So I divided basically the 6 weeks in two parts. 3 weeks for the to get the PDUs, and 3 weeks for preparing yourself for the examination. So first 3 weeks, I we need 35 PDUs for the PMP. So what I did is I went to Udemy, got Andrew Ramdayal's course, which will give you 35 PDUs for the exam. So it is 35 hours course, little more than 35 hours, I would say. So you have to, on average, you have to spend 10 to 12 hours a week in order to complete 36 hours of course in 3 weeks. So what I did is, I dedicated myself 2 to 3 hours a day. uh, I, my During my daytime, I won't be even able to spend like 5 or 10 minutes for studying, because with a lot of the full time work that I'm going, traveling, kids, and all the stuff. So what I did is I started getting up early in the morning, like 5 o'clock or 4:30 to 6:30 is my study time. So what I did is I started studying, preparing myself to watch these videos between those times, right? So these videos can be downloaded and seen offline. You can see it offline, or if you have internet connection available, you can still you can read it, you can watch it whenever you want. If you're traveling in a bus or train, then you can download and see it there as well. So not we practically you cannot spend 2 to 3 hours dedicated all day in a week for studying. Someday you may not even get a time to to study. What I did is I make sure that 10 to 12 hours I'm dedicating for a week. If someday I'm not able to make it, I try to make it for the some other day with the additional time, so I can cover up this 10 to 12 hours of PDUs every week. So 3 weeks, I completed my PDUs, and after every video at the end of the chapter, they give you sample questions and kind of quiz kind of stuff. Please go through that. That will really help to understand what they taught in the course, and how you can practically apply in the scenarios that is given. As you all know, PMP is, you cannot by heart certain stuffs, right? PMP is more of how practically you can solve certain issues. So what I did is, I tried to make like 12 hours a week for 3 weeks, and within 3 weeks I was able to complete all the courses, and I was able to get 35 PDUs. In the meanwhile, in the third week, what I did is I started preparing the application which is needed for applying for PM certification. So I started preparing my application. So on the moment that I got my 35 PDUs, I went to PMA website, registered myself, and I submitted my application. So within 4 or 5 weeks, my application got approved on the PMP. I was able to see that in PMA website that I have 365 days to take my exam. I got two books in the meanwhile. In the 3 weeks, is the one book is Andrew Ramdayal's PMP Simplified, and I got PM Book 6. So two books. I didn't even no, I didn't even buy it online. I was searching the Facebook Marketplace if somebody is selling the books. Luckily, there were two books available Facebook Marketplace. I got them book used. So like I spent like $40 for the Andrew Ramdayal's PMP Simplified, and another $60 for the PM book. So $100 I got my two books that I needed. So then next 3 weeks, it's more of your preparation for the exam. So what I did is I paid my fees immediately in the PMI website, and I went to the Prometric Center website, and I booked for the immediate available slot after the 3 weeks of time, after 3 weeks of duration that I'm planning to prepare myself, right? So I got a slot exactly 3.5 weeks after I submitted my application. So I booked that date, and that from that my no that is the date, your hard stop date that you have to prepare yourself for the exam. So the 3 weeks is very crucial, as I said. So I have to refresh whatever I saw in the videos. I have to be clear on the concepts. So what I did is, as a first thing, I started with Andrew Ramdayal's book. What I did is I went through chapter wise chapter. I would say I didn't read line by line, whereas I just glanced through each and every chapter. But after every chapter, there used to be a quiz, uh, which uh, which is very useful. Some of the questions are already covered in the videos as well, but most of the questions are new in the book. So if you try to solve those questions, right, that will give you the overall idea of what this chapter is all about. Without understanding the chapter, you won't be able to solve those questions. So again, this 2 hours every week continued for me. Morning 4:30 to like 6:30, that's my free time usually, before the kids wake up. Try to maybe I would say try to read 50 to 60 pages every day. That really helps you to cover the entire book in the span of like couple of weeks. I also got PM book, but I didn't touch PM book till the maybe see last week of before my exam. So Ramdayal's book, I tried to solve each and every quiz that it had. That really helped to help to understand the foundation of these courses. Then I tried to again went back to I tried again going back to the video sessions if I'm not very clear about certain topics, and I'll also try to take a few exams from the course that we got in Udemy as well. So I was reading all this book. I was pretty confident, and I wanted to see, is there any other course or any other sample test that is available which I can try on. So when I was going to the Udemy, I saw one course from Niloth Paul Ray. That course, I think, is $29 or $30 Canadian, which had 380 questions, right? So I went through, I got that test from Udemy and started solving those questions as well. But the way the Niloth Paul Ray has approached the questions was completely different from how Andrew Ramdayal has approached the concept, right? So what I did is that opened up your mind into something else. Okay, you can still approach the same concept in different way. So that is an eye opener for me. So I try to solve those questions, and certain topics are very not very clear to me. So I started googling each and every topics. And there are so many videos in YouTube that they specifically cover what are different chart, when to use the different chart types, different there were so many YouTube videos that clarifies the unique concepts or separate concepts that is needed for that you are not very clear of. It's basically a combination of random videos in YouTube, understanding the concepts, and coming back to the North Paul's race sample test and trying to solve those things. On the end of 2 weeks, I almost completed 380 questions from North Paul Ray, and I completed the Andrew Ramdayal's PMB book simplified questions as well. I was pretty much confident on that. So then what I did is I took the PM book and I went through each and every page of PM book. I would say you don't need to read line by line, but at least glance through the PM book 6 completely till the last page, especially the glossary sections and all those stuff. That will open up certain concepts that you are not very much aware of, right? You can connect few dots if you read through the PM book completely. Certain concepts are well written, well explained in PM book when compared to Andrew Ramdayal's book. So on the last week, I dedicated myself, going through the PM book page by page. I have not read line by line, I would say, but I glanced through the PM book completely, and I also went back to Andrew Ramdayal's book, and I glanced through all the sample questions that I solved. Then I was pretty confident about that I was very clear about all these concepts right now. Then on the day before the exam, I didn't worry much. Only thing is I was just going through certain random topics in the book, try to watch some random videos in YouTube. I didn't strain myself too much on the day before exam. And the exam experience was very cool, which we will look at the next video. How was my exam day experience in writing PMP? So I hope this would have helpful to you. My study plan, 6 weeks. That is all you need to pass the PMP. 3 weeks for your PDUs and 3 weeks to prepare yourself. With You don't need to take no day off. You don't need to take like dedicating yourself like 7 to 8 hours a day. You don't need all those things. All you need is 2 to 3 hours of day for 6 weeks, and you can if I can pass the PMP exam, and you can pass too. So I'll see you in the next video. I will explain what they did during the how was my experience basically on the day of PMP exam. And I hope that is also will be helpful for you to reach your goal of PMP certification. See you next video. Bye bye.